Hey, we're live. I have to do some check-in and I got to turn on my Facebook. So hold on one second while I do all this stuff. You know, I got to do this stuff in the background. It doesn't let you do it like automatically. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. Okay, I'm live on Facebook that I can see. And I just want to double check and make sure that I'm live on YouTube. YouTube and Instagram. So I'm going to check Instagram first. First. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. I just have to check. Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you all this stuff that I don't want to see. And let me see. I think so. Pretty good. Let's see. Yep. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, I meant to check something and see how my stuff is looking. Yeah, I changed the header. If you can see, I changed the header. And it says free WOW website planner, and then I have the link. So if you guys need help with your website, grab my free planner. You can go to csicorporation.com/planner, get it for free, baby. All right, I got one more thing to check. Hold on one second. I need to go to YouTube. You know, usually everything is good, and if I think it's good, like, yeah, this is working. All right, we cool, we good to go, All right, so yay, cool beans. All right, we are good to go. So welcome. This is Friday. This is Q&A, WOW website Q&A, where I'm answering your questions about your website and how you can get more traffic, more clients, make more money. Traffic, clients, and money. I think that's what we all want from our website, right? Yep. So that's what I'm doing to help you. I want to do one thing. There we go. Pull this down a little bit. Yeah, I'm pulling the thing down so I can look straight in the camera instead of having to look up because it's a little bit high. So I hope everything is good with you and is going well. And this is Friday, the end of the week, the last day. What? We are having a good time. And we're going to talk today about 3 website design mistakes that are costing you clients. So I'm going to tell you about these mistakes. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to avoid them or to correct them or to fix them so they're not there. And then I have a special for you that I'm running today through Monday that if you need help with your website, I'm here to help you out. So let's get into this without any further ado. Oh, I wanted to let you know that I will be here each and every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, just let me know. You can connect with me at CSI Corporation on most all of the channels and ask your website questions, and then I will answer it here. Okay. All right. Number 1 in these 3 website design mistakes that are costing you clients. Number 1 is non-existent contact info. This seems like a no-brainer, right? That you need to put contact info on your website. But we, meaning CSI, we don't have our phone number on our website. And why is that? Because we don't want these crazy spamming people calling us. So if we don't want spamming people calling us, we don't put our phone number up there, right? So how can you contact us? We have contact forms. We show our address. You can write us if you want, or you can look us up on any of the social media channels. Now, social media channels, I don't mind people connecting with me. You can always DM, PM, ask a question, whatever, and I'll get back to you. And sometimes that's even better than calling, because most of the time when you call people, they're not going to answer anyway. It's going to go straight to voicemail. So it's easier for me to answer a message or an email than it is a phone call, because when you call, I'm usually unavailable and can't get right back to you. So it's just easier that way. So you want to make sure that you have contact information. They got to be able to get in touch with you somewhere. Most of the time, people are uh, on their phone right here, and they're texting, they're looking, they're typing. So go ahead and put your social media stuff on your website, but do not put it at the top. All experts and gurus and web designers say don't put it at the top of the page. Why? Because you don't want to have your Facebook, your Twitter, Pinterest, all that stuff at the very top, because a person is going to is not going to scroll down the page to find out more there. They just say, "Oh, they're on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Let me go over to Twitter." And Twitter might not even hold the stuff that you want to talk to them about. You really want to get people to read from the top of your page to the bottom of your page. And that's where you want to put your social media stuff, at the bottom. It's like, here's a goodie for you. Since you since you took your time and you went all the way down the page, even if you just scroll to the bottom, hey, you saw some stuff that probably made you stop, some interesting things. Here's my contact information, excuse me, on social media. So that's the best thing to do. Do not put your social media on the top, put it on the bottom, make the people work for it. Because if they really, if someone's bouncing on, it just happenstance comes across your page on the internet, and they're not into you, they're going to bounce right off. We don't want those people anyway. We want people who are genuinely interested in what we do. So those people are actually going to take a moment or two to actually read your page and see what you're about. So if they're going to do all that, then yes, they deserve some contact information. But also you want to have a contact form on the website that is going to go straight to your email, or I don't know, I don't think right now you can put it going to your text message. Now you could, and there are some apps that you can use, or Chrome extensions that you can use to show, like, you can chat with people online on your site. It's almost as bad as a phone call sometimes. It depends on what you're selling, how bad you want to sell it, how much you want to contact people. I want to contact people back when I'm ready to contact them. I just don't want to contact them, hey, I'm ready to buy. And then you contact them and they're like, you get into the conversation, they're like, "Well, I'm not ready to buy yet, but you said you was ready to buy. Get your thing out so you can pay." And it's hardly ever like that. And if they're really ready to buy and it's on your website, they can just click that link and buy, right? All right, the number two thing that is a mistake, a design mistake, and it's probably costing you clients, and that is your security protocols. The number one thing you need for a security protocol is be sure that your address, the one that's at the top of where you enter the domain names and stuff, says HTTPS. It needs to have that S in there. If it doesn't have that S in there, it means that your site isn't secure. It's just a plain regular old website. Anybody can get to it. Now, a couple of years ago, Google said that they are not going to show in the search engines websites that are not secure, that are not encrypted, that do not have that HTTPS. That S stands for Secure Socket Layer, or SSL, and that is a security feature to help people not to spam or hack your website. Yes, it works some, it works really good. It works better than having nothing. There's some other things you need to have. And especially, I talk more about WordPress websites than anything else. So if you have a WordPress website, you need to get WordFence. And it's a plugin. You can access it through your plugin uh, area. So get it. It's free. They do have a paid version on there, but the free one is really good for right now. What it does is protects your website from spammers and hackers, and you can set it to alarm you and let you know if anybody is trying to get in or has changed some of the files in your website. And you may say, well, who's going to get in and change my website? Who's going to do this? We don't know. The spammers and hackers out there will get into your site through a back door, like your plugins are not kept up to date, or the core WordPress is not kept up to date, and you've got some old plugins on there. They're not saying that they need to be updated, but they haven't been serviced in. If they haven't been serviced in at least 6 months, you need to get rid of them, find something else. And especially if it says this plugin, WordFence will tell you this plugin has been abandoned and you probably need to leave it alone. You need to get that off your site immediately. Why? Because that plugin that has not been updated and it's more than 6 months ago is going to have this tiny little, it may be a big one, but at least a tiny little back door that a spammer or hacker or someone with nefarious things that they're going to do to your website can get in. And usually it's not real people that are doing it, it's bots that are doing it. They just hit your website over and 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 over again till they find that weakness. And then it could be just a little crack. And then they get in through that little crack and they just turn it upside down. They could do things like put malware on your site. mess up your files, put nude pictures or porno on there, or use your site. And this is one of the things they do. Use your site as like a station to where they lead other sites that advertise on your site. You don't even know what's going on. So you need to make sure you have that security piece up there, and also make sure you have WordFence installed, because you can set it up really simply. You can actually set it up with two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication means that you're logging into the website, but it won't let you in until it actually sends a message to your phone, and you have to use your phone to translate those numbers and put it in your website. Hence the two-factor, one on your website, one on your phone. So if someone tries to get in and they actually guess a password, they still can't get in because they can't use, they don't have the phone in their hands where they can actually use those numbers. And if those numbers are wrong, they're not going to let you in anyway. All right, then finally, the biggest mistake of all that I know is causing you to lose clients is being cloudy. Being cloudy means no clarity, not being clear. You're not being clear about who you serve, who these people are, what they want. You're not being clear about what their problem is, and you're not being clear about how you're going to solve it. You're just telling them things like, "Hey, I'm like if I said I'm a web designer." Now there are 100,000, maybe millions of people out there who are web designers, but I create wow websites for purpose-driven entrepreneurs who want my clients. That sounds better than I'm just a web designer, right? You got to be clear. You got to know who your audience is. You got to know what they want. What is their problem that is waking them up at 2 o'clock in the morning or stopping them from getting any kind of sleep at night? They're just sitting up in bed like, oh my God, I got to get this thing taken care of. What is that for your people? Whatever that is, you need to showcase that on your website and let them know that you know this is the problem. And then you need to show them or tell them or get a message across to them on your website that, hey, I solved this problem for you. This is how I do it. Now, you don't have to go through the steps. I go through step A and then I go through step B. Nobody cares about that. They just want to know that you can solve it. And how do you do that? Have some testimonials on your site of people that you've already helped do this similar thing. Because if you find this niche of these people and they travel in niches, if you find a niche of people who have the same problem, looking for the same solution, then guess what? They're going to come to you. And if you solved one of those people's problems, you can solve the rest of them, because it's a similar problem that this group of people all have in common. But you got to make sure you know what it is. If you cater to cat people, I think I used this before. If you cater to cat people, you can't start talking about dogs, because cats and dogs usually don't get along unless you are the person who is talking about how to make cats and dogs get along. Then you're going to have, then that's a whole separate person, a whole separate audience. You're not just going to have the people who deal with dogs or just the people who deal with cats. You're going to have the people who deal with dogs and cats together. And I know in the United States, there's plenty of people who have dogs and have cats and they want them to get along. If you watch that show, the Dog Whisperer, Caesar the Dog Whisperer, he's always got at least one couple on there, one family who has dogs and cats. Now, I know I don't like dogs and cats together. I love cats. I really don't care for dogs. So I wouldn't be a client. I would be a client of the person who's talking about cats. And when they start talking about dogs, I'm like, see ya. So you just have to be clear. You really have to be clear. And here's a bonus tip for you, one that I didn't talk about: SEO, search engine optimization. Do you want to get found? Do you want your people to find you online? Well, then you need to start optimizing your website for search engines. What that means is a search engine sends crawlers out through the internet to look for sites that have information that their people are looking for. So if you go to Google and you go to Google and you type in whatever you're looking for, right? So you type in what you're looking for, and immediately the bots are saying, hey, someone's looking for cat information. So then they bring all the sites together and showcase it to you on that page where they show you the results of the ones that talk about the cats. Now, if you're really one of those people who are like knows your cat people and knows what they want and know their solution, their pain and all that, you're probably going to wind up on page one near the top, or just anywhere on page one. And if you're on page one of Google, you're going to get a lot of traffic, right? So that's what you need to do. Your goal is to get people to find you, and they're not going to find you if the search engines aren't listing you, right? So that's pretty simple. So the three things that you can do to stop making these design mistakes that are costing you clients: make sure you have contact info on your website. If you don't want to put your phone number up there, that's fine. Have a contact form that goes to your email. Have a way for people to get in touch with you, or they're not going to buy from you. Number two, make sure that when people go to your website, it says HTTPS www whatever your site is. If not, Google's not going to show it, or they're not going to give you any credence. They may not even show you in the results. And who wants that? And then number three, your biggest mistake is being cloudy instead of being clear. So make sure you're crystal clear about who you serve, what their problem is, and what your solution is. And then that bonus one, make sure your site is set up for SEO. Now, the good thing in all this, if you're like, Carol, I don't know what to do, I don't know what you're talking about, I need some help. Hey, I got a bonus for you. And what's happening is I will do 2 hours worth of website work on your site for you for only $97. This is regularly $225, and the link to get it is bit.ly /CSI web special. The CSIW is capitalized, and then the S in special. So it's bit.ly /CSI web special. CSIW and the S are all capitalized. If you go there and you're like, oh, it's still not coming up, it's on until Monday at 11:59 p.m. It's only $97. So save yourself, over $100 in getting this done, and you don't have to worry about it. I'll do it for you, right? So I'm so glad that you could tune in today and get these tips. So these things are going to help you to get more clients than you could ever think about. And not only that, they're going to help you get the right clients, because you just don't want any old client. You want the right client, the one that's going to stick with you and be with you and buy the stuff, buy the stuff, buy the stuff over and over again from you, and you're going to become their go-to person for solving whatever problem it is. And so thanks so much for tuning in today. I will see you next Friday. And remember, if you have any questions about web design, tips, traffic, whatever, just look me up on social media anywhere. It's at CSI Corporation. Send me your information. You can even go to our website and you'll see it up above here. Go get that planner. Go get that planner. It's absolutely free. It'll tell you what you need to do for your website, how you need to lay it out, what pages you need to have, what content you need to have on it, so you can have a wow website as well. So have a great